So when is this dumb edgy phase where you just say it like that on Twitter is gonna end? Are you done with that or what?
Where you
I mean, you've been ripping it, like you've been ripping it left and right there.
fighting with people with what? Oh, my N word.
Yeah.
Well, when I say it, it sounds so awkward because I'm not used to it. So I'm trying to like develop like a
No,
nice fluid rhythm
bro,
with it, so I
bro,
can like
bro, bro,
rip
bro,
it out,
bro.
and people are
Stop.
like, "Oof, this guy's been like
So
training.
weird. So weird.
This guy's been he's been to the N word range."
Bro?
Yeah.
Bro? Jesus Christ, man. You're off the rockers then, aren't you?
Uh, Listen,
Off the
I
rockers?
just don't mind me, okay? I just do my thing.
Hey, but you know what you're doing though? You're just baiting. You're just baiting the. Like, why?
If you want the actual rationale, one is because I don't think most people give a anymore. I don't think it matters that much. Number one. Number two, it adjusts my audience's expectations accordingly so that when I do edgy shit or whatever, they don't soy the out and I don't get fucking canceled by my community because they're like, oh my god, he's more edgy than I thought. And then three, it baits my opponents into like navigating through dumb, stupid areas where they think they're getting these like major fucking W's, not realizing that I'm like an N-word connoisseur and it doesn't affect me or phase me at all. So now Hassan's fan base and all these other like anti-white racist dipshits are having their audiences cry and complain because he's covering me too much. Meanwhile, I'm just soaking in all the videos. I'm paying 10 kids worth of child supports on the fucking milk that I'm squeezing out of this fat boy's Turkish udders, okay? I've never made as much money as I have watching somebody else make mistakes as I have now, and all of it is built on the backs of my N-word empire, okay? So,
yeah. I mean, you've been making that sound as edgy as possible, let's be honest. Jesus Christ, bro.
I didn't even hard R.
Oh, my bad.
And there's like variations too. I didn't do the sand one, and I could have because we're talking about
Bro. Jesus.
I'm just saying, okay? There are variations here I haven't even explored yet.
My God, bro.
Do you think it's a little crazy? Listen, I'm not trying to victim Andy
Oh,
myself,
God.
okay? I'm not trying to victim Andy myself. Do you think it's a little crazy that like multiple people on Twitch can make death threats towards me and nothing happens?
Yeah, of course. I do think that's odd for sure.
That's fucking wild. I don't even want to get unbanned so that like I can talk to people on Twitch again and not be this weird fucking outcast. I just want to get unbanned so that if somebody makes a death threat against me, I actually have some protection. Like I can report them as like a fellow Twitch streamer. I could say like, hey, this guy's like threatening my life, or he's making like a pros and cons list for me to be fucking assassinated. Could you like protect me as a fellow Twitch user? Jesus.
I mean, it's kind of crazy they haven't done anything. I feel like Twitch Malaysia has been like, they've been doing nothing. Nobody's been getting banned like in the past like whatever amount of months. I feel like maybe they fired too many people.
Well, they get those they get the horny girls sometimes. Like, aren't they? I feel like there have been some girl streamers that have gotten banned like 5 times in like 3 months.
Listen, let's have an open discussion about this. Put aside your usage and what you do with the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is your understanding of in society who can say it and who can't?
Do you want like a list of people, or what do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying in general, right?
In general, I think
sometimes I see sometimes I see Mexicans say it.
Mm-hmm. Mexicans and Asians can get away with
Middle
it,
Eastern,
depending on Mexicans and Asians can get away from it if it sounds good when they say it. They can do it. Basically, anybody darker skinned or like lesser, like what darker skinned than what would you say? As long as you don't look white, if you say it well, you can get away with it. Number one, any kind of black person can say it by default. White girls can say it, especially white girls that are dating black guys. And I think that's about it. Anybody but white guys, I think. Which feels pretty exclusionary now that I think about it. It feels kind of shitty. And probably like Asian dudes from LA probably wouldn't be able to say it. They wouldn't sound good saying it, you know?
Bro, what?
What?
Bro. White girls dating black guys can say it. Bro, nobody thinks that.
Everybody thinks that. 100%.
Nobody thinks that.
Everybody. 1,000,000,000%, bro.
So why is there not like a clear understanding in general of like what is accepted or not?
Well, because there's no like good rule. It's like it's probably one of the most intuitive. I think the problem with the N-word stuff is that it's like very intuitive how we use the language, which to be fair, most language is intuitive, but stuff we usually can retroactively write rules for stuff. So like language will develop and then we'll kind of go back. It's like, okay, well, how do people use this or how does this work? And then once we write the rules for it, we kind of have a better understanding to explore things going forward. But the N-word is like very, very, very unique. And there isn't really any good, consistent rule set that describes it. But people try to make a rule set that describes it, and then it just always sounds retarded. Like people talk about like, oh, it's because they're taking it back. No, that's I don't think any other slur works that way. Or people will say things like, oh, well, it's okay, like when black people use it as long as like white people don't use it, but like they can use it in rap music that is commonly consumed by white people, even though it's probably leads to them saying it more, but they shouldn't say it more because other white people might say it more. But it's okay if black people make white people say it more because it's in their music, but it's not okay if white people make other white people use it more because they say it. Like it's just like it's cluster. So like the reality is just like there's just weird rules around the N-word. It's kind of like shaking somebody's hand. There's just like you do it. If you don't do it, people are gonna look at you like you're a weirdo. But like there's not like a good way to explain like why the it is the way that it is. But people don't want to accept that. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking because he said white girls dating black guys. I just thought about what about white dudes dating black girls? I thought
No, white people don't date black girls.
No doubt. Man. Anything else, bro?
Listen, okay. I don't know what you want me to say. But no, they wouldn't be able to do that. No, because it's different. If you were to try to call your black woman, okay, the N-word, she'd say, "I'm dating a white guy to get away from stuff like that. What are you doing right now, Kyle? Stop."
Are we bringing up Destiny? Is that what
Yeah, I was about to say, like...
Yeah, I wasn't going to name names.
Yeah, no, there's a content creator who, like, loves debating, doesn't really care about any of the things that he debates about, but, like, he will assume, like, ridiculous stances, ridiculous positions. He's relatively skilled in rhetoric, not necessarily very knowledgeable on the issues, but rhetoric...
Not knowledgeable? Not anyway, so here's my 52 TikTok video thread for shit that I learned today about, like, oh my God.
Very long way in debates, but beyond that, this dude is very edgy. Loves saying gamer words, the N-word specifically.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, when you think of Destiny, Destiny, he's the guy that loves saying the N-word. That's like definitely the totality of what I do. God, he's such a disgusting snake worm.
Recently, I feel like that happened recently.
It happened like 2 weeks ago, where he said the N-word on a podcast.
And 2024
said the N-word on a like, bro. Oh my, it's like the pearl clutching I would expect from like a 17-year-old. Holy shit.
People getting really upset about the word cracker.
Yes, which is really funny because like that is definitely a very like reactionary aspect of the gaming space in general, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean the power dynamics there are questionable at best.
The power dynamics. The power dynamics. The Western colonialism, imperialism, power dynamics.
Aspect of the gaming space in general, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean the power dynamics there are questionable at best.
Yeah, and it's been going on. It's been going on for like the past like 5-6 days now, where everyone is like, "Yeah, you can't anti-white slur."
I wonder why. And does he ever bring up Frogan in this? Does he ever bring up where this actually started from? Probably not a single time. Wired also, and the people on this podcast that didn't do any fucking homework before letting him come on and spew this shit as well. I understand if you're like vapid dipshit fans, but like you should do at least like the bare minimum of work before you collect your whatever bullshit paycheck you get for that. You probably don't even need mom and dad are rich anyway.
Slurs are unacceptable. What do you mean? Like you don't care about anti-white racism? And I use that as an opportunity to try to explain to people like the etymology of the word.
The etymology, yeah. As we talk about anti-white racism, let me tell you why it's okay to be racist against white people because of the etymology. This is like the weaponization of wokeness at its like peak. This is peak weaponizing these topics or these concepts.
Yeah.
And like the power dynamics and the history of chattel slavery. So it's not just like drama per se. It's not just me being like, that guy says the N-word. You're listening to a guy who says the N-word, and I don't hear you criticizing him saying the N-word. You left that off, but then you spend a ridiculous amount of time talking about how dangerous it is to make anti-white racism permissible. I mean, all three of us are white in this room. It's laughable, right? It's a laughable thing to be like, someone called me a cracker. Oh no.
I've been called so many worse things.
Exactly.
Destiny poison Hassan's well when you come to podcast 2? No, I don't, and you're permabanned for even implying that. I have gone so above and beyond when I go on shows. You each and I can't even believe I have gone so far in these shows. I'm like, like I don't agree with this, whatever. But they're really good at networking. Or Hassan does a lot of work. He streams a lot. Until now, I don't anymore. Now I don't, and I haven't as of a week ago, and I won't just because of dip morons like you. I will not ever, ever, ever give these people credit anymore. You fucking loser. I always give people credit, even when I hate them, even when I don't agree with them. And I've always given Hassan credit for it. Networking really well and doing a lot of work because he puts in the hours and he does. Fuck you. I won't do it anymore. No point in even doing it because you'd be like, oh, you poison the well too. Poison the well. No, if anything, I'll state disagreements we have. I think he's crazy because he said X, Y, and Z, but it's not because of him fucking calling the cops on his fucking ex-star girlfriend. It's not because of this being a failure of a fucking personal life. It's not because of him going to brothels and shit. Usually it's because of some unhinged political shit that he said. 99% of my attacks against these people when I'm on other shows are like of high substance, right? There's a reason why they don't talk to me and it's just like divorce selling and cuck jokes, okay? So, okay?
Right, and it's like it's so obvious what's going on, but I do think that a lot of people get duped, like good-natured people that have some biases get duped into like reactionary framing on that issue. It's like bullying. It's wrong. It's bad, sure, but it's like when you make that comparison, when you
bullying. So saying a slur to nobody or at whatever, that's bullying. But calling somebody a racial slur if they're white, that's not bullying.
When you flatten it out and say like this is all bigotry and it's all unacceptable, and the people saying that are literally also saying the N-word simultaneously.
Simultaneously or in response to saying like, well, why is it okay to do this but not this? It's not like everybody was saying the N-word and then somebody said the C-word and they're like, oh my God, no, that's not okay. It's more like, damn, that's crazy. White people or other people can call white people slurs. Well, what about this word? Oh, now you're saying the N-word? You don't think we should say the-? Like, I think people are probably just like, oh, probably just shouldn't say racial slurs or at least not at people, right?
I'm like, well, you don't think that kind of bigotry is unacceptable at all? Kind of seems like
really. Who's defending that? God, I hate that. I hate the Wired people more than Hassan on this. The fact that they're just sitting here like eating this up. God, they're so lazy and stupid.
You're making this a talking point because you want to expose hypocrisy where no such hypocrisy exists. So that's, I try to use that as a teachable moment for other people who listen.
Teachable moment.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.